Bonjour and welcome to Pacific Pulse. I'm Tania Nugent. Coming up, one of the Pacific's biggest celebrations of contemporary music. Cultural diversity on Australia's Torres Strait. And reggae music, Solomon style. Every year, Port Vila is taken over by Festnapuan, a 4-day music festival that was created to promote contemporary music in Vanuatu. It's a chance for local bands to play in front of a large audience and mix it with some international acts.
You're listening somewhere around the world. Enjoy yourself with us. Festnapuan 2008.
Napuan means music and dance in one of the languages from the island of Tanna, and Festnapuan is a celebration of Vanuatu's contemporary music and dance.
When we established the festival in 1996, it was to mark the first anniversary of the opening of the new National Museum building. With the museum, we're celebrating things from the past, and so we wanted to celebrate our contemporary culture, show that our culture is, always evolving.
On the grounds in front of the museum, the stage is being set.
When we started, it was very basic. We had gravel heaped up as the stage we rolled it flat and stuck bits of plywood on it and put telephone poles up and strung a tarpaulin between them as the roof. Every year since then, obviously, we've upgraded until we're now where we are now with a permanent stage and our own sound system for the first time. We want to try and lift up the level of skills of our people in things like stage managing, wiring a sound system, running a festival, and all the various jobs involved in that. Especially those who sort of been kicked out of the formal education system, to be able to get some sort of work experience, to then get some sort of a job.
Willie Alfred is the lead singer of local band Nauten. They've just released their 3rd album, and Festnapuan is the perfect chance to promote it.
Nauten band emi form time of Festnapuan emi form. Nauten band emi no mestem one Festnapuan festival emi attend them every Festnapuan festival long since 1996 time Festnapuan emi born. Kam kasam today when bamba emi take part by again long tomorrow.
The festival has kept many local bands like Nauten alive with the annual opportunity to play on a proper outdoor stage with professional sound and lighting before a crowd of thousands.
It's through the festival directly that we're seeing bands really go to new levels of experience and talent and the kind of music that we're producing out of Vanuatu. A good example is Nayo Band, which is probably our most famous reggae band. I mean, I remember seeing them for the first time at Festnapuan in 1997, and they were just a group of young kids out of high school. And through Festnapuan every year, we watched them evolve, and now they've toured internationally and a very, very well-known band in the region. We're actually seeing many, many different styles of Vanuatu music coming out. First night of Festnapuan is the Festnalenga, which is the string band music. So string bands are something you find throughout Vanuatu, Solomons and Papua New Guinea, but our local style is very distinct. But also we're having bands like Cultural Rhythm Clan, who are now starting to mix up a lot more traditional music with contemporary, and also seeing people starting to use the custom styles much more in the modern sort of amplified electrical music.
Australian band San Nazaro are experiencing Ni Vanuatu hospitality for the first time. They'll perform on 2 nights at Festnapuan.
Well, we're all from Melbourne, and we all basically got together with a shared interest in Latin music. And I think there's a lot of reggae here, so it'll be interesting to see how the Latin music goes down tonight.
Festnapuan also provides an opportunity for outside bands to display the different types of music they have. A lot of these small bands are picking up little bits and pieces, you can see it. The band 26 Roots, I've heard a little bit of the music. It's reggae, but it's got a little bit of blues in it, and, that kind of jazzy. It's a different type of reggae. And I think it's because of the influence of these outside bands. I mean, you hear them all the time on the radio, but it's only when you actually see a band playing live it sort of influences it.
It's the only thing like this that happens in Vanuatu, and people love it when you get that mixing up of styles and influences and inspirations. And I think it's really contributed to the development of life in Vanuatu as a whole, the cultural life of the nation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now to a group that was formed to restore tradition, language and local culture. They're from the islands of the Torres Strait, just north of the Australian mainland. But as Clement Paligaru discovers, the island's cultural practices have much in common with many other Pacific nations.
Now you're seeing the Torres Strait Islander, Australia.
They live within sight of Papua New Guinea, and their traditions owe more to Melanesia than the outback. Yet they're as indigenous Australian as mainland Aborigines.
And we are the ones that occupy the islands from the southern coast of Papua New Guinea and the northern tip of Cape York, Australia.
The islands are also very much part of the Pacific.
We eat food that is similar. We dress similar. A lot of our songs and dances were influenced by the Pacific nations.
And this is a bull roarer. It is acknowledging the wind spirits.
Elders formed the dance group to introduce the world to Torres Strait culture and to counter the erosion of language and traditional practices on the islands.
This is the shark attack.
The Aboriginal culture of the mainland Australia is using their bodies to imitate creatures of the land or creatures of the sea. We mainly use hairdressers and dance apparatus to imitate the creatures of the sea, the sky and the land.
But he also acknowledges the evolution of culture across generations.
Today's world is so influenced by media. We have to adapt ourselves. We have to be like an octopus that changes color to its own environment to attract and to protect.
If they can do rap in America, and if they can do rap in the Pacific, and we can also do rap in Torres Strait, and here's one for you. The Faria that the fireworks quit wire do. Put the pan, make it up,
one have to change with the tide, but yes, one have to have his own roots planted to his own soil, and that's make me who I am.
And don't forget, if you want to see more of our stories, take a look at the Pacific Pulse website. And we'll leave you now with the easy vibes of Jah Roots, our one talks from the Solomon Islands on stage here in Vanuatu at Festnapuan. See you next time.